Hi foodie friends, Jessica here from Savory Experiments, and today we're making one of our most popular recipes, which is a garlic Parmesan Linguine. It is the perfect creamy, garlicky comfort food, and the best part, it's literally ready in 20 minutes, and that includes the time to cook your pasta. So let me show you how to make it. Let's get started. Start with about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, give or take. You know how I like to eyeball things. And I just realized that the stove isn't on, so let's turn the stove on. There we go. Medium heat, let that olive oil heat up just a tiny bit. Next, we're gonna do 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. I love garlic. If garlic isn't your jam, dial it back just a little bit. But if you are a garlic lover like me, amp it up, use as much as you want. I'm gonna use 4 to 5 average medium-sized cloves. Saute the garlic lightly, just enough to infuse all of that olive oil with garlicky flavor. So this is, I would say, the secret ingredient, but really it's just like a Cheater's Alfredo sauce. We're gonna use 8 ounces of full fat cream cheese. You can go with the reduced fat, but we're adding cheese, we're adding olive oil, we're adding all the things, so just go for the full gusto and go for full fat cream cheese. I like to cube it up before I add it, just because it melts easier. Let it melt a little bit with the garlic and the olive oil. We added about 2 to 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. If you don't have cream, you can always use milk. It's going to help the cream cheese melt and make this into a sauce instead of just a paste. Heat it over medium heat, just keep stirring until all that cream cheese dissolves right on into the sauce. The sauce is melting down, but to thin it out even more so we get nice even coverage over your pasta, I'm gonna use a little bit of pasta water. Pasta water is what we use so that there's a little bit of starch in it. It's a little bit thicker than regular water, but if we're being completely honest, this is the step I always seem to forget. I don't know how many times I've drained the pasta and then gone, gosh, forgot the pasta water. If you forget the pasta water, you can use regular water, you can use chicken broth, or you can use 1 cup of water with just about a half a teaspoon of cornstarch or arrowroot mixed in to starch it up just a little bit. I'm gonna put in about 1 cup of pasta water. And the last addition to this creamy comfort sauce is Parmesan cheese. Do yourself a favor and grate your own Parmesan cheese. It has a much better texture and consistency and will melt into the sauce a lot better if it's freshly grated versus pre-grated. It's about a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, but don't be shy. If you get a little bit more, no one is going to complain about more cheese in their sauce. Stir it until it's all incorporated and smooths out. You might have a couple of tiny chunks left over from that cream cheese. They also might be a little bit of the garlic that's in there, and that's perfectly fine. As soon as you add the hot pasta, it's all gonna mix together and be perfectly lovely. Our last step is gonna be to add the pasta. The sauce is starting to blend together, it's starting to tighten up, and it's simmering just a little bit. I already cooked the pasta for you because that would be really boring to watch pasta boil, literally. So we're gonna use linguine. This is my favorite pasta for this dish, but honestly, you can use spaghetti, you can use fettuccine, you can use capellini. It's also angel hair. Go ahead and add it straight to the sauce. If you cook the pasta ahead of time, which is perfectly fine, add about a tablespoon of olive oil so that it doesn't get all sticky, and you can add it whenever you're ready to make the sauce. Go ahead and toss the pasta until it's fully covered in the creamy sauce, and now it's time to plate it and season it. I usually wait to season this dish until I plate it because everybody likes a different amount of seasoning. My kids don't want any at all. I like a lot of salt, and hubby likes a lot of black pepper. If you want to make a couple of variations on it, You can always use a Cajun or a Creole seasoning, add a little bit of heat, a little bit of spice. Italian seasoning always works well. If you want to add a protein, seared shrimp, seared scallops, or even grilled chicken is an awesome choice. And if you do add seafood, I highly recommend a little bit of seafood seasoning like Old Bay. I love adding some flaky sea salt, like a Maldon sea salt, right on top. A few grinds of freshly cracked black pepper, and more cheese, because who doesn't love more cheese? A few sprinkles on there, and you're good to go. Okay, so here we go. We have this decadent, rich, and over-the-top creamy pasta that could be a side dish or an entree. Get it all on the fork there, see what it tastes like. I could probably eat this for every meal and be perfectly happy. From my kitchen to yours, have a great day.